Hello.
Krish,
Oh, one sec.
how are you?
Hey, what's up, buddy?
I'm good. I'm good. Do you recognize me?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Fuck, guy's good.
Hell yeah.
What's up, dude?
I'm good. I'm good, man. I'm in a row of interview, and this one I was so excited. It's been a while, and
Yeah,
there's so much to talk about. But first of all, how are you, Krish?
I'm good, buddy. Yeah, thanks for being cool to do just like a phoner. I'm on the road,
No worries
shipping
at all.
business, the music business right now.
Yeah. Yeah, with the Flatliners or with Water Music?
I'm with Hot Water Music this weekend.
Cool. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, Chris, I don't want to waste your time. I'm going to do the classical intro saying, hi, this is DJ Punk's Bed. And I'm going to introduce yourself when you're ready. You've always been friend with me, always been generous with me, and I appreciate that so much. But for people that don't recognize your voice, who the hell are you?
It's nice to chat with you again, my friend. My name is Chris Cresswell, but you already knew that.
Krish, welcome back. First of all, before we talk about the Flatliners, you're in the road right now with Hot Water Music, and I didn't have the chance to tell you that in person, but I'm so happy that you joined the band. You bring
Oh,
so
thank you, man.
much.
Oh, man, it's a trip. It's surreal. And I mean, there's no replacing, right? It's just kind of, there's just a new kind of, what do we call it? A new way of operating,
A
which is
new
great.
era. A
So,
new era.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. No, but it's awesome. I mean, it's not every day that you get to play music with one of your favorite bands and then get to join the band and keep busy with that when you're not on tour with your oldest best friends in the world that are celebrating a 20th anniversary with the Flatfire, right? So I'm a lucky man. It's a big year. Yeah, thanks, man. I wish we could take credit for that, but I got to say that I think our producer and friend Brian McKernan definitely has a lot to do with that. I mean, with the addition of a third guitar and a third voice to a band that's been, just so, just I guess omnipresent in the punk world with two guitars, bass and drums, two vocals. It was. I don't think it was an easy feat to kind of figure out where the extra stuff kind of lands, but Brian was able to really kind of carve that path for us, and then we were able to just be left with like worrying about the music, and he would worry about where everything kind of fit, which is great.
Yeah, and I've brought it up. They are doing one of the craziest experimental punk rock thing, and it really worked. But I think you tried to get to your roots with the new records. How was the process of creating?
That's really nice of Mr. Daly to say that. That's awesome. I mean, it felt like this one. I say this every time, so I apologize for sounding like a broken record. But the new one feels special, man. Like it's only being willed into existence because we want to do something. You know what I mean? I think that's part of the reason why there's so much time between records for the Flats. We like to take our time with it. We like to have the songs kind of, I don't know, kind of show themselves to us. I know that sounds kind of corny, but it's the truth. It's kind of how it works with us. And each time, for some reason, we just like to make it as difficult on our fan base as possible and keep throwing musical curveballs out there. But over the last 20 years, I know we may not have made it easy for fans to keep riding with us. But I'm saying this with a smile on my face because we love the path we've kind of taken and like all the twists and turns we've been able to make because it feels like us. It's just those songs come out of us. It's not us trying to find those songs in ourselves, right? So the new one, I think it's just there's a certain energy to it. I mean, it's a really angry record because of everything that has been going on in the world around us for the last couple of years in particular, but all those things that have been happening in the world around us for the last couple of years are rooted in things that have been happening for the last several hundreds of years, you know what I mean? And it's finally with all that downtime in the last couple of years, I think we were able to sit in a pretty like uncomfortable moment and see how the world around us makes us feel. And it makes us feel very angry because everything is unraveling and the way people treat each other and treat the planet and all this stuff, it's just frustrating and can be very embarrassing. So when you take all of that nervous, frustrating, kind of like sandpaper kind of energy, I think the only result you're going to get if you're writing music and trying to exercise that demon is the is the result that we got with New Ruin, and it's fucking loud and angry, you know, because that's because we are loud and angry right now.
You are just like
yeah, it feels like it, huh? I mean, I think it's like it's so easy to get burnt out no matter what you do, as long if you do it a lot. But I think what happened there was just like a hard reset button on like the gratitude of it all for a lot of people, not for everyone, but for a lot of people, you know. And it feels good. You can feel that now, like on the road and stuff, and like seeing people at shows and coming out and kind of being a part of it again. And yeah, it definitely, there's a lot of gratitude for it. I'm not sure if it sped it up or slowed it down, but I will say it was kind of a whole new way of working on stuff, only because typically we'd be kind of putting the pieces of songs or a record together between tours or a little bit on tour. We typically worked better when we were home from the road, you know. There's so many distractions there's a lot of downtime on tour, but there's so many distractions that it became pretty difficult for us to really like get focused and try to make a record or even a song or something happen on the tour. So this time, having all of the time at home to do it, it really kind of allowed the ideas to just keep flowing, and they came pretty quick, which was cool. And we really ended up with a big stack of songs. And the difference this time was that obviously all four of us couldn't get in the same room. So I had a conversation with the guys early on where I was like, man, I have all these ideas and I have all this time now to like kind of like get them down. So I wanted to make sure it was cool with the rest of the guys if I kind of pretty worked out ideas for songs, like in the version of a demo, in the form of a demo, meaning like I would spend a bunch of time like writing this music and then spend a bunch of time like putting these demos together to share with them, to the point where it was like I like multi-guitar tracks. I would do like a really, really simple bass line, super simple MIDI drums. Like I'm showing these guys that definitely know what to do better than I do. The like basic idea in my brain, because I wanted to show them like the fully formed idea, as close as I could get, I guess, to a fully formed idea as possible, so then they could get the vibe and the energy of it, you know, right away. And they were all the guys were so cool about that, and so we just started stacking stuff up that way. That started in 2020, and then we did that for, I want to say 8 months or something like that, and then we had a big stack of songs, and then by the time early summer 2021 rolled around, we started talking about when we wanted to record the record. That ended up happening at the end of the summer last year. And so before we got into the studio to track it, we all got together for a week to really like jam through all these demos that we've been listening to for like almost a year. And then we all got to, you know, then they started to feel like our songs, you know. They really started, each guy got to really left their mark on them, and it started to feel like us. And it's exciting, man, especially after just having those ideas in your brain for so long. There's like nothing compares to that feeling of like getting it out and like sharing it in the room with people. And it became one of the funnest, like I think the most fun I've ever had making the Flats record.
Wow.
Was this one.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like
Thanks, man. Thank you. I mean, yeah, it's been a long time. We've been through a lot of ups and downs together, but it's at the point where it's just, it feels right, dude. It feels like home. It's us. Like this has always been the four of us, right? So it's cool. I mean, not every band's like that. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with things evolving, you know what I mean, and things changing and all that. But it's never really been a thought in our minds, just because we've known each other basically our whole lives, you know. So even before the band started, you already know this, we've known each other for years. But like, it's you think about how long we've all known each other before the band even started. We were teenagers. That's a long time. So it just feels normal. So you know.
So is it an approach that you have, that every record you really try to distance yourself from the other, or is it something really just natural?
No, it's just natural, which is weird, I guess, when you think about it, because they are pretty different. So I don't know what that means about us as people, if we're like sociopaths or not. I don't think that's the truth. But, so I think, I don't know, man. I mean, I know it's a fluffy way to put it, but it's, you know, I think if you change all the time, you're a different person day to day and everything, and we have the opportunity to show that through our music as well. And like, we started so young that the stuff we listened to and were really into when we were kids really informed our own songwriting in the beginning. And it's typically, I feel like for every band, the fan base really holds a candle to the beginning of a band and how it all started, because it's exciting, and that's everyone's kind of entry point. And once you kind of, I think, divert from that path, it can be exciting, it can be confusing, it can be frustrating to fans, it can be a lot of things. But I think for us, it's been a good thing to just keep growing, you know. And I think because we started young, a lot of our fans have also grown up with us, you know what I mean, and maybe grown as music fans with us and stuff. Because at the end of the day, like, we keep discovering new corners of music that we really love, and then that seeps into the music that we write. So I think that's why our music keeps changing, and I think we're lucky that our fans have been able to grow with us, because they have that happening in their own life too, the music they listen to, not only our band, you know. So it's not it's never been a conscious decision, especially, like, I think the biggest left turn we made was, well, I don't know, maybe it was The Great Awakening, Destroy to Create, but I was thinking it could have been Inviting Light from Dead Language, because you put those two records up together beside each other, and they're much different. But we didn't realize it at the time that we were doing that. You know, we knew that there were some songs that felt a little different, and in the execution of them, they were coming out a little differently. But we didn't really realize until Inviting Light was done that we made a way different record. But I'm glad we did, because we got to show people that other side of us. And then now with New Ruin, it's kind of just everything becomes a response of the thing you do before. So we were able to show that, you know, other side of us with Inviting Light, and now we can show this side of us with New Ruin, and it's different. And it should be different, because I think if you make the same record every time, like, you're wasting your time and everyone who's listening to your band's time, because you've already made that record.
And you're right. There's bands that choose the nostalgia path.
To be honest, I mean, we wanted to try something else with the last record, and I'm glad we did. We're all glad we did, but it's that whole time, like, we were still hanging with the Fat Crew all the time. You know what I mean? We'd play San Francisco, and everyone would come out. We'd stay at Aaron's house, like, all that. Like, the friendship never disappeared, right? So when we started talking about making the record last year, we also talked about what we wanted to do and how we wanted to tour and what we wanted to, like, accomplish and all these things, and where we wanted it to live, you know, and it was a no-brainer. It just feels good. Absolutely. I mean, there were difficult conversations to have, only because they were sad. The end result of those conversations we had with Fat, when we were kind of, you know, leading up to and working on Inviting Light and thinking about going somewhere else with it, they're sad, because those people are our friends and our family and stuff. But they were so supportive of it, and it was an open door, and it was an open book, and it was, like I said, like, the friendship never dwindled, which was the best part. I mean, that would have been devastating if that were to have happened, right? So they're so supportive of us trying to find another corner, even just for a little while, and that's what we did, and there's a reason we're back. You know, we couldn't stay away.
Yeah, it's like you stick to Inviting Light, saying, okay, we're gonna release it on another label and try new thing, and it worked, because, like I said, that records, it's really important in your career, because it's really a different records, but it's like, that's what is missing about the music scene, like experimentation. Bands just go in a direction and they follow the line, and you have to step out of the line if you want to get back to that line that you were good at.
Yeah, you know what? And it's scary. It can be scary. It was a little scary for us, but I mean, like I said, I'm glad we did it. It's just like, it makes you more powerful after that, like in what you do. You know a little more about yourself, or a lot more about yourself, after doing something like that, you know. And then you get to show people more of yourself too, which is cool. So yeah, I'm glad you think that, man. Thanks for saying that. Come on. It was great to chat with you, buddy. I'll see you in a few months, hopefully sooner, but I think I'll see you in the fucking pit, I guess.
Oh yeah, I did went in the pit 2 times since we're back at it, but one song in, I'm done.
Yeah, that's my move too now, man. Can't do it. I can't do it.
And by the way, before I forget, Krish from Much the Same saying hi. He was at the
Oh, wow.
And I told him I'm going to do an interview. And he said, oh, man, we toured with them. We love Flatliners. And
oh, man. Yeah, it's been a long time. That's amazing.
Mr. McGrath.
That's right. Legend. Yeah, tell him I say what's up. It's been a long time. God damn.
I'm sure you're going to catch each other on tour. But have fun with the water music. And Krish, thank you for your time, man. Every time I appreciate it. And it's always an honor.
Thank you, buddy. Pleasure's all mine.
Until then, I'm waiting for you in Quebec. Thank you so much, brother.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Cheers. Bye bye, Krish.
See you, man.